Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors you can already see on the screen. If you are going to do a bit of business in 2024, then please keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. This is your post-match analysis video for last night's brilliant display and a 1-0 win over Leicester City at the Den under the lights in SE16, a Neil Harris special. Look it up in the dictionary and it will say Millwall 1, Leicester 0. As always, let's kick off the show by taking a look at the 11 that the gaffer picked to start the match. And much to some people's dismay, he went with an unchanged side from the team that lost up at Huddersfield in the last minute of injury time on Saturday, and only two changes, and one was forced through injury from the team that lost 2-1 in the last minute up at Rotherham on Bank Holiday Monday, and that is just Millwall in a fucking nutshell, isn't it? I thought we was going to lose the game. I said we was going to lose the game. In hindsight, I saw someone put on Twitter and said, well, you know what's going to happen. We've lost to these two. We're going to go and beat league leaders Leicester at the Den, and that's exactly what happened. How can you go from pretty much the same team at Rotherham and the same team at Huddersfield? You know, Rotherham, 20-odd points adrift, rock bottom, and scored in 5 games. Have only won 4 all season. How can you go from that within a week to beating the team that have got over 150 million pounds worth of talent in the squad, and they've only come down from the Premier League last year with, Man City's ex-assistant manager as their manager. It is Millwall in an absolute nutshell, against all odds, forever the underdog, kick bollock and bite Millwallness, and just fucking battle and fight your way to a win. And that's exactly what happened. Going through the team last night before we get into the game, I mean, that was all outstanding, weren't they? 1 to 11. I did praise some of them in my preview, full-time reaction. I didn't say some of the others, so I can get into that now. Sarkic, I did mention, outstanding again. And look, yes, he kicks a few out of play. We've had this before with previous goalkeepers, namely George Long. I don't care if my goalkeeper kicks a few kicks out of play. And that's maybe because my place kicks weren't the greatest when I used to play. It doesn't matter. When he saves the football, that's what he's there for. Like your striker, they're there to score goals predominantly, primarily. That's what they're there for. We'll get onto the striker in a minute. But yeah, look, Sarkic, brilliant. McNamara, brilliant. Tanganga, brilliant. Cooper, outstanding. And I didn't mention him in full time because the skipper gets some grief at times. And I thought he played a real captain's role last night. Thought he was outstanding. Leonard is always outstanding, so you didn't probably notice him as much last night. But you also wouldn't have noticed Mavadini on the pitch did not get a kick out of Ryan Leonard. His experience now is his next level. And as I said, he's like a fine wine. He just gets better and better. Midfield, Saville just always there, battling. He's like a wounded soldier at times. He'll go down and you think he's not going to get up from this one. He'll get to his feet and, he'll just soldier on and gets through it. Brilliant again. Billy Mitchell, his best performance in the Millwall shirt. Absolutely outstanding. And hopefully that'll put, some long-term dislike / hate to bed for him because he's a Millwall player through and through. He's a Millwall fan through and through. And you could see last night, with all of them as well, how invested he was in trying to get over the line with his outstanding goal line clearance right at death. And he also assisted the goal. Fleming was the only one in the first half that didn't bowl me over, but in the second half, and it's because he's a big lump, balls come out the air. And last season, he was pulling them down, holding players off. He looked really strong on the ball, despite not looking the quickest. He was always composed on the ball and strong once he got it. But he gets knocked off the ball quite a lot now, and he doesn't win any headers, considering he's quite a big lump, like I said. But I felt he was really, really fucking into it the second half and at it. And you could see that at full time. They was all going crazy, all running to the fans. But Fleming seemed more than anyone to be jumping over everyone. And I saw on his Instagram today that he said, what a night, proper Millwall at the Den. And it's really, really good to see. The wide areas, Honeyman is just, a small man with a fucking huge heart, a Millwall player through and through. Yes, sometimes his quality isn't there and he gives it away, but he'll win it straight backfield or fucking die trying. And he went down in the first half, went off, popped a couple of painkillers, come back on, and within 30 seconds of him being back on, flies into another tackle. Nearly ripped the headphones out the fucking thing. Anyway, flies into another tackle. And, just shows what he's all about. Ended up having to go off in the game. And then we'll see what happens with that going forward. Now, Longman on the other wing, I've said during the week before the game, I don't know why he gets so much hate He's played fucking right wing back, left wing back, fucking striker, right wing, left wing. He's played everywhere pretty much and having to put the gloves on between the sticks for us. He doesn't always get a run of games, and I'm not knocking either gaffer we've had recently for that. But he come off the bench against Rotherham, felt he got us back into the game. Some good deliveries into the box to help build momentum and pressure. And he also scored the goal, of course. Huddersfield, he puts one on a plate for Honeyman, who can't convert. So I feel he got some unfair shit, and he got some unfair shit, in the first half last night. People screaming, fuck off, back to Hull. I definitely wasn't screaming that at full time, let me tell you. And up front, Michael Obafemi, I mean, he just can't score, can he? He just can't score. I'm not faulting his work rate or his effort. He seems to be, a lot fitter now and a lot more invested in it. And he is working hard. He's coming to a struggling team that aren't scoring goals and don't create many chances. But he's had the chances now. He had the chance to put it to bed last night. He's had a chance at West Brom. He had one at Rotherham. He should be on 4 or 5 goals for us now. And he's still lingering on one. And the one that he did score, the Blackburn keeper, should have saved. But look, getting into the game starts. Leicester had plenty of the ball doing this poxy pop around the back thing where their goalkeeper plays like a central midfielder. And it all looks pretty and great. But our shape was so good last night. And Neil Harris has credited that as being a massive part of the victory, that we went round the pitch, in sync, or switched on, concentration levels, fitness levels, awareness of where our teammates are on the pitch, organisation. It was fucking brilliant. We was going around the pitch like one of them little hoovers that goes around the floor, and it's only, you see them. My mum's got one, they're good, you should get one. Anyway, back to the game. Despite Leicester's possession dominance, which is to be expected, happens to us against most teams we play. It's especially going to happen against a team that play under Enzo Maresca, ex-Man City assistant, as I've already said, and have come down for the Premier League, that like to pop the ball. But I don't feel they ever really hurt us in the first half. I think Sarkic comes out, smothers one at someone's feet who got into the area and took a heavy touch. I'm struggling to think of a save Sarkic had to make. Other than that, I feel that we was in the game, we was competitive, and I felt that we created the best 2 chances of the half. I think those both headers. I think one's from Longman, and I think the other was from Cooper. Both powder puff, but both efforts on target. We also put another couple of balls in where Tanganga sort of nearly got on the end but couldn't quite connect. And I felt at half time, if you looked at it on chances alone, that we looked like the more likely. We come out for the second half. Honeyman goes off his shoulder injury, and I think that could be him out now for the rest of the season. Obviously, 4 games left or 5 games left, whatever it is. And SA comes on. I thought SA was brilliant going forward, but especially seems to have that new side to his game now, defending, being in that shape, understanding the way to play at Millwall under Neil Harris. And I thought SA was outstanding, and he'll now be pushing for a start on Saturday against Cardiff. I always say this, the first 10, 15-ish minutes of the second half, it's a whole lot of nothingness. And that's not nothing against us or the other team. It just, people go down for their half-time beers or whatever, and no one comes back up to about the 55th minute. And the games are always slow starting in the second half. But after that, Leicester did start to turn the wheel slightly again without really hurting us at all, if I'm honest. They was getting into wide areas, they was getting balls into the box, but I felt that our defending was good. Our decision-making in defence was great, being clever with it and seeing balls out or making the right challenges at the right times or standing off when we should have done. And then just as you think they're going to start to turn the screw and things might change, we go and score a goal. Billy Mitchell collects the ball. He travels forward because he's got space to travel into. He also travels forward because Ryan Longman wants to run and get beyond him. So now he's got to pass beyond him, which he does. And then, fucking hell, you know the rest. Ryan Longman collects the ball, does exactly what he did against Rotherham earlier on in the season. We see him try and do this quite a lot, but he still had quite a distance to travel. And as he gets to the corner or the point of the penalty area, he cuts inside. And just as he goes to hit it, both the defender that was tracking him and another one slides in. And he's got a very small window to get that where he needs to get it, in that gap between them both. We was right fucking behind it in the box. And it sails. I actually didn't know in real time actually hit the bar and went in. I saw it go in, but I didn't know it actually comes off the underside of the bar. A brilliant goal for Longman, 2 in his last 3, despite the boos. And his 3rd goal of the season, the goal of the season as well, without doubt. One of the best you'll ever see at the Den. He's got to be up there. Fantastic strike from Longman. And from that point, that absolutely sparked the game into life. from then, it was a fucking brilliant game. The atmosphere went through the roof. It was end-to-end stuff. I remember Leicester cut the other end. Cooper gets in the way, throws his body on the line, bullets him in the chest, blocks the shot. I'm determined to break these headphones, aren't I? And then after that, we go straight up the other end. SA, really good work over by the touchline, by the dugouts, feeds Obafemi. Obafemi does all the hard work, shows composure, shows good skill, pace, gets himself into the position where he beats a man and then cuts in front of the goalkeeper. He's got the whole fucking goal to aim at and he puts it straight at the goalkeeper. And it's just, again, I'm not slating him, but we got him for goals and his all-round game's improving, yes. But by the time I think he's sorted it and he could score and get us a few, it's going to be game over. He's going to be going back to Burnley. You'll never see him again. But look, he's come in to a side that was struggling. He's, not going to get a lot of service. He's playing a game that he's not used to playing. I'm talking sort of formation and tactics-wise. And he's done his best, despite, I think, being miles off fitness when he first turned up. But he looks pretty much there now. It's just the goals. And unfortunately, we need goals. Tom Bradshaw did come on to replace him and look lively. So that's a decision for the gaffer to make before Cardiff again on Saturday. And then, it was a bit of a ding-dong after that. Tackles flying in. A proper fucking Millwall night under the lights, wasn't it? It was brilliant. As I said, we don't have to always score 4 goals or be brilliant. We never score 4 goals. Or be brilliant to get the crowd going. Tackles flying in, bodies on the line, fucking giving everything for the calls. And other than that, Sarkic makes a really good save again to his right, growing in confidence with him again. I can start to forgive him now for the diving over the ball at Rotherham a couple of times. But look, the one I'm going to talk about now is, it's all over social media. And it gives me great pleasure to talk about it because, yes, it's Billy Mitchell. And, yes, as a lot of you know, his dad is a good mate of mine. But I will say, yes, he was horrendous at Huddersfield, along with a lot of others. But it's outstanding defending. It's like scoring a goal without scoring a goal. And Ryan Longman said that in his post-match interview. They go down the right-hand side. Their right-hand side, our left. Cooper's got a bit of shit, by the way. Oh, look at how slow Cooper was. But we love Cooper. He's a big giraffe, right? We know that. And he's clumsy. But he's an out-and-out centre-back, snot-blowing, gum-showing defender. If he gets exposed in wide areas, which he got dragged out, it wasn't his fault because he's gone out to cover someone. Against people like Iniacho or on the other wing, Mavadini, which never happened because I think he's still in right in his back pocket. That's going to happen. He's outpaced or outplayed. Iniacho cuts in. It's a brilliant little scoop from him. I think it was Iniacho. Brilliant little scoop from him. And the header, finally, Sarkic is beaten. And as you know, Mitchell, as I said, it's all over social media. Mitchell comes from underneath the bar, somehow gets hit on it. Does like a fucking come like a Tony Craig style. Remember when Tony Craig made the tackle at the Coldblow Lane end a couple of years ago, a last-ditch tackle? He celebrated exactly like Tony Craig did to keep that out. Players high-fiving him, and that will put his confidence through the roof, along with that assist, and rightly so. And then the one again at the end that actually went in fucking slow motion, really slow motion, was the chance, same side, similar thing, and we're side onto that, and it takes an eternity to drift towards goal. I thought it was 1-1, and luckily it wasn't. The Leicester player didn't get his head around it enough, and he puts it wide. Seen a lot of Leicester fans in comments on our videos crediting us, saying, "Well played, you deserved it," and we did deserve it. We've had a couple of close games with them this year, haven't we? Played them twice already, of course. 3-2 both times. One at ours in the cup, one at theirs in the league, and that really now does give us this lift. And someone on one of the comments or a couple of people said, "Oh, you lot are going on like you've won the cup." That's better than winning the cup. It's better than winning the cup for us. The cup, all right, great, but it's not going to happen anyway. But look, we need to consolidate and solidify our championship existence, which I think, if we do stay up, will be 8 seasons next season. It will be catastrophic for us to get relegated financially. And you can see the way we was going in the previous week that it was a shock and a relief to our fan base that we did manage to beat. I lost my voice a little bit screaming last night. That we managed to get that over the line last night. But yeah, as I said, look, going down, it is not an option for us. It is not an option financially. As I said, look, I'm not sure, and I'm not starting any rumours, but I'm not sure where we are now. We knew that last time Harris was in charge, he walked away because he felt he'd taken it as far as he could. There was rumours of Husky coming in and buy the club. They've now fucked off and not paid their bill. And obviously the tragic passing of John Belson. I'm not sure where we are now financially, but as good as last night was, and as much as I'm confident we're going to stay up, and as much as I don't want to put a downer on this video, I've mentioned this in previous videos, all these loanees we got, along with a lot of players that have been at the club and done very well for us for a very long time, are all going to be out of contract. We need about 8, 9 new players in the summer, first teamers as well, starters. And I'm not sure where, we need funds for that, 10 to 15 million minimum. That's just to get players of the sort of level we're already at, let alone trying to push to another one with an ever-increasing competitiveness in this division. So I don't know where we go from here. And I'm worried about next season. But if we don't get investment, big investment, we could get that from James Burrow. So I'm not sure. I'm saying I don't know where we are with it. It's obviously, for understandable reasons, very up in the air. But we need a lot of players next season. A lot of players next season. If we don't get that sorted this summer, unfortunately, I think we'll be going down bottom next year. But anyway, let's not drag the mood down. Let's go with it for now. We've got 3 points on the board, and we are clawing our way back out of it. Results went our way pretty much. I would have rather Plymouth lost to QPR because we've still got to play Plymouth, but you can't knock it. Both teams dropping 2 points. There's some games on tonight, of course. So I'll be back tomorrow. I will do the 4 to go video and the preview. Excuse me. And the preview for Cardiff at home on Saturday. Win that one, 50 points. You're going to find it very difficult to get yourself relegated on 50 points. But then videos are for tomorrow. Keep your eye on the scores tonight. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.